Good morning and Jai Hind everyone. How are you? Today we are going to learn how to write a notice. So today's topic is notice writing, and this is the first topic in writing part in the first unit test. Okay, so first of all, you can see on the screen. So I have made an PDF file from one of the book, chapter wise CBSE Solved Papers English Core. Okay, this is the name of the book, published in 2015. Okay, so we can see the format of a notice. First of all, we have to write down the school's name or the organization's name in capital letter. There would be no small letters. All letters would be in capital. You can see in the right hand side, name of the organization or institution office issuing the notice. So the organization who is which is issuing the notice, so you have to write down the name. Okay, in the middle of the box, you can see the box, and the name of that school should be exactly in the middle. Okay, after that we have to write down notice in capital letter. Write the word notice here. You can see, if you are writing notice NOTICE using a small letter also, so it is better to underline, and if you have written in capital letter, so no need. Okay, next part, you have to write down the date. And many students are making mistake while writing notice. They are writing date in the right hand side, and that would be absolutely wrong. Okay, so we have to write down the date in the left side. Okay, on the left side of the page. Okay, and you will get half marks for that. So for writing notice and date, you will get half marks, and by writing a school's name or the organization name, that would be 1 mark. Next, after that we have to write down the subject or the topic of notice. So many students are writing SUB and then giving colon and then writing the topic. It is not so good. Okay, it is not compulsory that you have to write down subject, like whenever we are writing letters, official letters, we are writing subject. This is not a letter. If you are not writing SUB colon, that would work. Okay, don't worry about that. So heading or subject, that would be called heading or subject. After that it comes the body of the notice. You can see the in this space write the contents of the notice. Okay, so by writing the topic or by writing the subject or heading and then content, you will get 2 marks. So that is the important part of the notice. We have to write in third person narrative. Okay, don't use I. Okay, don't use we. Also, you have to write down in third person narrative, he or the school's name. Okay, and you have to give the important points regarding the topic. Okay, we'll see the example in this video. After that, we have to write down our name, the writer's name who is writing the notice. Okay, and then his designation. What is his position? Sometimes it is given in the question, sometimes in question it is not mentioned. So what we have to do, we have to write down the secretary or cultural secretary, head boy or head girl, okay, or principal, like that, and you will be given half marks for that. The notice is put in a box. Okay, you always have to put your notice in a box. There are some important points we have to read. Okay, I'm just reading it out, or you can read. Important point tips: it is better to write the same date on which you are taking the examination if the date is not mentioned in the question. Okay, the various categories of notice which are generally asked are notices related to school activities, events, admissions, etc. Notices about tours, camps, picnics, etc., which are semi-formal. So the language can be attractive with a catchy heading. So in case of tours, camps or picnics, you have to have a formal tone in writing. C. Formal and direct notices relating to some common problem or issues concerning residents of a colony or a housing society. If there is some serious problem, so we have to have formal tone in our writing. Tone always matters. Okay, an obituary or a notice announcing a death where details regarding funeral rites and other ceremonies are highlighted. Notices announcing sale of items where the style of presentation needs to be creative for good response. Notifications generated by government bodies which are very specific and to the point in nature. Notices regarding lost or found items. For better understanding, all the categories are illustrated in the form of examples. So now we are going to see the examples. First I'll read the question. You are Raj Verma of class 12th of Vivekananda Public School and you are the secretary of your school. So in this question you can find the designation has been given. Okay, secretary, you are the secretary. And the name of the organization is sports, your school's sports. So you can write your school name. So school name is Vivekananda Public School. Write a notice in not more than 50 words about the annual sports meet to be organized in the third week of September. So timing, the date is also given and the year is also given. You can write. So you can see the example. First, the school name is written in capital letter. You can see Vivekananda Public School. One more thing we can add here, by giving a comma you can write the area, or by writing the name of the district, or in the question sometimes it is given that school comes under Patna or Allahabad, like that. Okay, and after that you have to write down notice, then date. In the case of date, you always follow the ordinal way, like 30th July, comma, 1st July, 2nd July, 3rd July, 11th July, like that. Okay, there are many ways of writing the date, but this is the best date. The standard date is this. So always follow this one and don't mix up the rule in writing the date. Annual sports meet. The annual sports meet of the school is scheduled. Okay, is to be held. In place of is to be held, in place of that we can use scheduled. Is scheduled for the third week of September, and then a year. Qualifying matches will be played. So you can find the way of writing, the way the tone is formal. You can see passive voice has been used in this. If the tone is formal, always you have to use passive voice. So will be played after school from 1st September. Okay, interested students may give their names to their to their respective house secretary by 16th August. So the meet is in the month of September, so you have to submit in the month of August. Okay, and for further information contact the undersigned. So this is the best line for using in notice. For further information, for further inquiries, for further details, for further details, contact the undersigned. That means a person who has signed under. So Raj Verma is the person. So Raj Verma is the secretary, and then a sports club. By here you can see the comma is given, but it is better to write a sports club just below the secretary. Okay, sports club. And one more thing I would like to add here, that many students are not using the held word properly while writing the notice. They are writing that the annual sports meet of the school is held. Okay, is to be held. So you have to use always to be held, because held is the second form. Okay, or third form also. Don't use hold, and many students are not writing, but without is, if you are writing held, so that is wrong. The annual sports meet of the school held for the third week, so you are making mistakes by writing this one. Okay, there is another example you can see, or you can just do a screenshot. I will not read this one. You can just read by yourself. And the third one is here. Okay, so thank you very much for today. This is enough for notice writing. Thank you very much for cooperation. You all people are very good, and this lesson is already covered in the previous class. Thank you very much. Keep learning and keep sharing with your friends, because sharing is caring.